again, Jason David Frank, and been training martial arts for a long time. And if you're on Facebook, we appreciate it. I got a lot of people already tagged me on there. Did a whole photo shoot with some of the Texas Rangers yesterday, so you know, it was good. Well, you guys don't have to be so quiet. It's not an elevator in here, but we will get started today. If you guys have any questions, it's a Q&A, so questions and answers. I might not have the answers, so you can do. We'll do Q&Q, questions and questions. If you ask me a question, I'll ask you a question. No, I'm just kidding. Robbie, when do you leave? Tomorrow. All right, 4 a.m. Wow. Yeah. Ouch. I went to New York and did the NoPinkSpandex.com thing. I know. I asked her why they call it No Pink Spandex. She said she never liked the Pink Ranger, and so that's why they call it that. But she, you know, she wants to interview the Pink Ranger and all that stuff. So you know, I said, I don't know if you're going to be lucky on that one. But I went there, went to New York, and worked about 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I was downtown New York. So when you rent a car, you know, it's not the best thing. Like, you get frustrated driving around. I should have just took a taxi. So then then my plane was leaving at 5 a.m. I didn't know that. I thought it was 5 p.m. So I was gonna like sleep in, and yeah, it was no sleep for that one. It was straight Power Ranger morphin energy right there. But anyway, do you guys have any questions or anything? We get started, kind of warm up the panel. Usually when someone asks a question, yes. All right.
Wondering if you were signing anything after this?
Yeah, I'm going to be signing upstairs. I'll be at the booth up there for about an hour or so. So yeah, I was doing a Q&A. Welcome, come on in. Welcome. I was doing a Q&A, you know, a couple of days, so I'll do it as following.
I do have another question.
Yes.
I have seen your daughter in some of the videos on Facebook, and I was wondering, what's it feel like to be the dad of the next Pink Ranger?
Yeah, you're going to be the Pink Ranger. You've been practicing. What's it like?
I don't know. Pink.
Yeah. She, like I said, she always watches Power. We do like a movie night, you know, and I got all the movies out there, like Air Buddies, whatever else, man. I'm like, this movie's cool, and she's like looking around, and I'm like, you know, so let's watch Power Rangers. I'm like, oh no, baby, I think it's not working or something, you know. I think it's scratched. It's not gonna work on Blu-ray. But anyway, but yeah, we watched the Power Rangers movie, and the other day I was taking a break and trying to take a mental break. She's like, here, Daddy, can you sign this toy? I was like, really? You want me to sign the White Ranger toy right now in the house? And she's like, yeah, sign it. I signed about 300 autographs for Power Morphicon, because that's going on this year and stuff like that. So I didn't get a chance to go out there, you know. So I like to be the Lone Ranger, you know. Kind of like the Green Rangers, always alone. But anyway, any other questions? Do I still keep in touch? Well, let's see. I talked to Walter last night. Talked to Johnny Bosch last night. Yeah. Talked to Dave Yost last night. They're going to Power Morphicon, so I'm trying to get them to do some panels and all that stuff. And everybody calls me to talk to them. I don't talk to Amy because she's, you know, busy and stuff. And really haven't heard from Austin. Kind of disappeared. And you know, talked to Catherine. She met Catherine, and you know, I got Catherine babysitting at one of the cons, so that was perfect. I was like, oh hey, how would you like to babysit my daughter? And who else? Nakia, right? And talked to Karen, Ashley, or Aisha. Sorry. Oh, Jason Narvi, yeah, plays Skull. Talk to Paul sometimes. They're all funny guys. You know, when you work with someone for so long, I told you, it's like, you know, in the first 6 months, it's like, you know, you're like limerence, you know, you're like, yeah, and then everybody listens to you and like, you know. You have a roommate, you know how it is. The first 6 months is great, and then after a while. But, you know, working on the show and doing that and stuff, I try to keep in contact with everybody. But as time goes on, this 20-year anniversary, it's like, 20 years? Went to Johnny Dang Jewelry over there and was looking at watches and stuff like that. And, you know, I was talking to him, and I talked to him today, and they were like, well, you know, we hang your picture in here, but we don't have a lot of kids. And I don't know about the kids anymore. All my fans are like, you know, 23 to 30 right now, or if not older. And he goes, yeah, well, I was a fan too. And I told Johnny Dang, I said, hey, well, you know, what you got to do is make some blinged out little dragon coins or something, or little Power Ranger helmets. Like, that's a great idea. So I talked to him today, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, anyway. So if that answered your question, I do talk to him, you know. I mean, we don't like hang out and stuff and like, you know, play with morphers, but you know, we hang out sometimes. We like, morpher, stuff like that. But anyway.
Were there any good practical jokes or pranks that played on one another?
Practical jokes or pranks? Yeah, I had a lot of them. You know, I told them mostly in panels and stuff like that. But I do have a funny one. We were filming in Kiama, in Australia, and we got like per diem. You know, like we spend like money or whatever per day, and they give us like, you know, I don't know, like $400. I couldn't spend $400, you know, and food and stuff. So we went to the casino and we were gambling, and my $400 was like $500. Whatever they gave us was gone pretty fast, and I was like, man. So I was kind of bored, and you know, Dave is real conservative, so he's like, you know, have all his money out and everything, and you know, he's trying to think about what to bet, you know, $1 here, $1 there. So we were filming, I was like out of money, so I went up, and right when they were rolling the roulette table, I kind of like timed it, you know, because you know the guy goes like this, you know, like no more bets, so it was like rolling, and I took his 500 and put it on black, and he's like, hey, and they're like, no more bets. And then we won, and then I was like, okay, cool, man, this is 500. I'll take 500, and just walked away, and he was like, what if I lost? I was like, that's your money, dude. I don't know. But it worked out where I did win, and I forgot about that when I was talking to people on that panels, because usually I'll talk about, you know, the fly I put in the sandwich for him, and you know, stuff like that. I wasn't doing it to be mean. I just made a sandwich for him and put like a fly in it, and if I carry a sandwich to you for like a mile with my bare hand, don't eat it. You know, you might want to like, especially if I look suspicious and he's like, hey man, I made you a sandwich, you know? I kind of want you to go, oh yeah, come on man, what'd you do with the sandwich? Oh, you put a fly in it, you know? So I had the sandwich and I walked way out there and I had no napkin or anything. I was like, here man, I got you a sandwich for you. And then he was like, oh hey man, thanks. And then it kind of felt good to be good for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, he's like, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. And then I walked away, and then, you know, he ate it, and then I was like telling him, don't tell him, dude, there's a fly. It was the biggest like Australian fly I've ever seen. And afterwards I had to tell him, because they were all going to tell on me anyway, so I just had to tell him, all right, put a fly in your sandwich, extra protein, man, just relax, all right, chill out. But yes. Japanese version, sometimes. When we started the show, it was all serious, you know, like we started the show and we had to do like table reads, and then, you know, but the scripts were like battle, battle, battle. That's how our table reads afterwards were like battle, 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 fight, 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 grow, 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 win, 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 laugh, 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 you know? So we were serious at first, and then we were watching like the, you know, the Japanese footage and all that stuff, but the Japanese footage had a little bit more violent in it, you know, violency, so we're, oh, that's cool, man, I want to like punch in the face. They're like, oh, no, 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 you can't do that. You have to smile when you fight. And I was like, oh, so I think they took the Japanese footage away from us to make us, you know, be like, when you have to key eye, it's like, you know, and then, like, I wasn't used to that. I was just like, oh, hitting them and hitting the stunt guys. Had to learn like Hollywood Kung Fu a lot, and you know, then you're like, you gotta smile, and then we're like, you know, like fighting and all right, you know, it was weird. So I got used to Hollywood Kung Fu. That's why I transitioned into MMA, because I was tired of like, you know, hitting people not in the face and hitting monsters, and you know, then I went to MMA, like I said, then the guys didn't spark when I hit them. It really confused me, man, a lot. So, yeah, that was really confusing, but I got used to it, transition, yes.
So what was the thing that got you to stay with the Power Rangers?
Well, I left the show, but it was a job. I mean, think about it. Like, you know, filming and acting for me is I love. It didn't matter what it was. It was like, as long as the camera was filming, I felt like, you know, a whole new world. I don't like hosting things because I don't like looking into the camera. Dave, we did that thing today. I don't like reading and looking into the camera because we're trained not to look in the camera. You know, so we have the whole crew, and when we do demos in karate, we're trained not to look at audience anyway. You know, we're there to perform, you know, but we don't worry about how many people are there. Just like fighting, you got to be in the zone. So I loved acting. It was like you know, if you got a job in Hollywood, 2% of the actors work. You know, and it was a job that I just loved, filming. I wasn't necessarily I went after fame or I wanted to be famous or anything like that, because I was passionate about acting. You know, I left the show, you know. I just, like I told you guys yesterday, I wanted the producer to be there more. I wanted them to meet everybody and wanted them to pat them on the back and say, you guys are doing a good job, and they never did that. And so it was my point to kind of tell them to do that, and the conversation didn't turn out very well. You know, they just wanted to pay me more money, but I wasn't there for more money. I was there for more like, you're doing a good job, go visit the other people. So when I decided to leave, I had other deals going on, like NBC, and they were always saying, well, if you get a deal, then we'll let you out of your contracts. Got a deal, then they'll let me out of the contract. Got a Universal deal, then they'll let me out of the contract. It was just putting the thumbs, you know.